here to say who won it from the jump. We came to get exactly what you want. Came here to say that you don't really want it with us. Yeah, we live, you know. We came here to say that you don't really want it with us. Yeah, the sports show.
She forgot.
Yerrr.
Yerrr.
Gee, if you're gonna be on the camera, you gotta say it, bro.
Yerrr.
No, this what F's me up with Matt. He always want to bring special guests and stuff like that. Don't even ask the squad. Don't even let nobody know what's going on. All I know is that every time I come on the show, different motherfucker on the show that I don't even know. Last time it was what's his name? Ricky or Randy or something like that. And now it's your brother who I didn't even know you had a brother until just now. Oh, yeah, to your brother too. She just gave him a damn screen. I'm tired of how y'all move. Y'all don't move professional.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm just sitting here, bro.
Yeah, but you're sitting in the camera.
Yo.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of the Yerrr Sports Show. Episode 158. I am your host, Big Baby, aka the Soul Run Beast.
Pete, it's the reason we get split that because of Pete. This is the crazy shit.
And to my bottom left, we have the voice of a generation, owner of We Are Wrestling, Pete Rosado.
Man who could finally see for the first time in 6 months.
Yeah, where? Nobody told you you gonna schedule your eyes in the same day we filming. Side out Tay.
2 days.
Y'all had spring break. Last time I checked, the spring break was like 2 weeks long.
No, 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
A week and a half.
And I have my show at this spring break.
Yeah.
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 Shouldn't you be parlez-vous in Francais right now, miss?
No, I don't. I'm bougie in Brooklyn right now.
We definitely starting out hot this show. We definitely starting out hot. To the bottom right, we have BK Matt.
Oh my God, Yerrr, what's good? What's good?
And you know what's killing me about Matt? He's sitting in the blur, looking like an illusion.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, you gotta take off the blur, bro. You be sitting in the blur,
looking like an illusion, looking like a fever dream. Looking like a fever dream.
Wow, you really on one right there. You gotta chill.
No, I don't gotta do it. I don't gotta do it. Black gifted. Say black and gifted. How about that?
And at the top right, we have.
So where did your guest go?
Get back in the chair. She's gonna yell at you again. Just get back in the chair.
And at the top right, we have the Queen.
Let it go.
Queen Infinity, Air Infinity, 25K Tay.
AKA Joe Jackson.
On who?
Huh?
Okay, Matt. I'm Michael. I ain't no Jermaine. You Jermaine.
You Tito.
Yeah, Tito, motherfucker. What's going on, everybody?
Oh my God.
It's the Queen, Tavia, Regina. I ain't got shit else to say right now.
How do we say that in French?
I didn't even do nothing, bro.
Bonjour.
Yo.
Bonjour, bitch.
I didn't even do nothing, bro.
Listen, we starting out hot. We already spoke about how everybody's doing, so we just gonna get into the first topic.
Hold on 1 second. The wrestling community lost one of their most notable figures. Rest in peace to Trey D from We Love Wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
Got to give him a little shout out. We haven't recorded since his untimely passing. Now, I didn't know him at all, but his impact on so many people that I love is paramount, and I want him to rest in love and keep rock out. If you are any person in the wrestling community, I am not. I don't do any of that, those shows and all stuff like that.
You gotta stop. Don't do that.
But just seeing how so many people I love is hurting right now. That's right, Auntie. I let them know. I let them know, Auntie.
Hey, Ratchet. You gotta relax. Get back into
Who's Ratchet?
Huh?
What you said?
talking to G.
Not with your hairline touching your earlobe.
Look, we didn't get on you and your goddamn beehive hat.
My beehive was fabulous.
You touch it down. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, get back to what you were saying. Don't start with me.
Fabulous. I see every thought in your frontal lobe, motherfucker. Every thought in your frontal lobe.
I can see every thought in your head too.
Yeah, but pretty girls got big foreheads. What they say about you? What they say about you? That's why you only got one chain. That's why you only got one chain. That's why you only got one chain. That's why you 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 got one chain. And Peter, trust me, this episode is long. You gonna get a smoke.
She know what Gina got, but
I already know he's Sim Salabin. What does?
All right, that's what we doing.
As Queen was saying, rest in peace to Trey of
Mediterranean salad.
Like I said, he touched a lot of people's lives. He was a big advocate for women's wrestling and people, and for wrestling of people of our color and our ethnicity. So shout out to him.
I'm so sad that I've only seen him in passing and I didn't know him at all. But just seeing how many people.
I think I seen him one time.
I remember during the pandemic, the first time I met him was at a show out in Tampa, and he was always a good dude. Every time we spoke, he always showed love. So shouts to him. Our condolences to his family, and again, his saying goes: if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling.
We love wrestling.
So
let's go.
Let's go. So we was already starting out hot, and we're gonna continue to start out hot. Ain't gonna be no transitions. We're just gonna go straight into it.
I'm with my music. Hit my music, please.
Oh, this is a tea time. We starting off with tea time. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because we was already arguing about it.
Shut up, Matt.
No,
all right.
Lucky, because I want to hit
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between, it is your girl, the Queen, Tavia Regina, reporting from here, there, and everywhere. So, on this episode of Tavia's Tea Time, the rap girlies are beefing, y'all. The rap girlies are beefing, y'all.
What rap girlies? What are you talking about?
The rap girlies are beefing, y'all. We have Drake versus every single person in the industry that he's ever collaborated with. We have Sukiyama versus JT. It's been really testy this year.
JT and Sukiyama.
Yeah, exactly. You sat there and observing, watching all these YouTubes about trying to break down Kendrick Lamar's lyrics because you need to read. It's like you got to read the lyrics to understand what he's saying because he just rambles on.
Okay, I got you.
But as someone who has worked in hip hop and who has had kind of a laissez-faire mentality when it comes to this stuff, because I'm not a stan of either, I can give an unbiased opinion. Somebody's a first-person shooter, somebody a third-person shooter. I feel like Kendrick has been throwing shots at Drake for the past 5-10 years. I want to know what's so funny. But a couple of weeks ago, who dropped the first diss hit? I think Drake dropped the first hit.
He did.
Didn't really get any. Well, no, Kendrick ended up on Like That.
First person shooter.
But first person shooter wasn't a hit at Kendrick. He wanted Kendrick on the song. Kendrick declined being on the song.
And then he was sneak dissing on that.
But how do you know he was talking about Kendrick?
Do you really want me to go? I'll break it down.
I'm just saying, we breaking it down, you're gonna be wrong. But the first shot was Like That when Kendrick went directly at Drake, and then We Don't Trust You. Then Drake responded with push-ups and tailor-made freestyle, some AI stuff. And then now Kendrick hit back with Euphoria. Drake hit back with Family Matters. And Kendrick wrote a letter to Drake's whole family last night in the middle of the night. Now, what I would say, it's an exciting time for hip-hop fans right now. An exciting time. Why y'all laughing? What's so funny?
Why do they keep saying Candyman's name? Why y'all keep saying Candyman?
That one is so funny. That one is so funny. Lips. My aunt is cutting ass right now.
On me? My lips?
Yes. It's probably crusty.
My lips is not crusty.
Yeah, well, you were sitting in the illusion for like 5-10 minutes. That comment is probably 5 minutes old. But I was awful. I think both sides are punching in their weight class, right? I feel like Drake and Kendrick appeal to two different kind of sets of hip hop fans. People look at it as Prince and Mike Jack. I look at it as Whitney Houston and Madonna. I'm gonna be real with you. They're two stars. Drake has dominated the industry for the past 15 years in his lane. Kendrick has dominated his conscious rap in his lane. There has been many circumstances where Kendrick has voicely put out his distaste and disdain for Drake, period. So now what makes this even more interesting is that not only does Drake have to diss back Kendrick, he has to diss back Rick Ross, who nobody told his big ass to get involved, Future, as well as Metro Boomin. So now, what I will say this, and The Weeknd, what I will say is this: I am all for rap beef, and I feel like when you're beefing with someone, almost no insult is off limits. But I do think that something should be said about two things. One, you could diss the hell out of Drake for everything else. I don't feel like his race should be a part of it. That's one. Because you don't know, even if he doesn't appear to be tough or whatever the case may be, you don't know what type of life he's lived as he's gotten older. And number two, I think that revealing someone's child's identity, I think that's reckless. Because in this day and age with social media and how people get stupid with it, some people want to keep their kids private. That doesn't mean that they're a deadbeat. That doesn't mean anything like that. But when you live in a public eye, there's some things that you want to get sacred. And number three, I don't like personally when men go at other men for racial stuff, but don't lay with Black women. Those are my three biggest takeaways. Like, in all this stuff, like people saying, oh, well, Drake was acting weird. That's why all these people turned on him. If he was doing pedophile weird shit, that means he's been doing this for years. And that means that when it no longer benefited you, that's when you wanted to kind of fall back and now call him a pedophile. I take pedophilia seriously. And then also domestic violence. If Kendrick out here beating on his baby mother, that's another serious accusation as well. So with that being said, I loved both bodies of work. I was not a fan of the last one. I felt like addressing his children or his child was a little bit too much. Me personally, there's levels to the shit. As a father, you wouldn't want that. Period. You can't call somebody else's kids biracial and then you got biracial kids. Let's be real here too. Turn that down. You're still on mute.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go since he's still on mute. So, in terms of this whole beef, yes, I agree. It's good for hip hop. Also, Drake been sneak dissing Kendrick for years too. They've been kind of taking pot shots at each other for a while. I do, in a sense, agree. Like, if people knew that Drake was doing whatever he was doing and nobody has said something, shame on them. Absolutely shame on them. But as good as this is for hip-hop, when you mention people's families, that now at this point it comes with the territory, I think. Because Drake mentioned his family first.
I thought Kendrick mentioned family first.
Drake did.
Drake did? What did he say?
Drake did.
He said something about his kid, how he only called him a deadbeat, how he has two.
Well, no, Kendrick called him a deadbeat first.
No.
No, Drake did. Drake did
He's
on the.
He's coming at Mr. Morale.
Yeah, on the return
Mr.
track.
Morale dropped a song called Mr. Morale. So in first person shooter, Drake started sneak dissing. So did J. Cole. And everybody.
I don't think J. Cole was dissing Kendrick. They wanted him on the track. So what line was he sneak diss?
He said a line said, "If we the big three, I'm Muhammad Ali." So you're basically saying I'm the GOAT of this shit. So
okay, I don't think that's a diss.
The only line Kendrick
I love J. Cole. I appreciate J. Cole's, and I might be a little biased because we went to college together. But I like J. Cole's music better.
I hear you. Everybody got their own flavor.
Right.
If you really want to be real with Drake, if you really want to be, I'm a Drake fan, but I'm a fan of hip hop. So again, when we're gonna talk, if we're gonna break down this whole situation, when J. Cole said what he said, the only line Kendrick really threw at J. Cole was, "You gotta prove. It's time for you to show what you're talking about." And basically, that's all he really said to him. That's really all he ever really said to J. Cole. The rest,
we keep forgetting that Kendrick dissed Drake 10 years ago.
Yeah, he came at everybody.
Yeah, but when Kendrick was trying to be put on, Drake put him on his tour.
It's not negated.
You know what I'm saying? So you looking kind of ungrateful to me. All the motherfuckers that's dissing Drake would not have #1 hits if not for Drake.
I tell you want to know what I love about your sports show? It's a fucking sports show. So how about look at hip hop? It's a sports. It's a sport. It's competition. It's competitive. My man said, "I love all you niggas, but I'm gonna murder you niggas." He said that on the Control verse.
He didn't say love. He said, "I'm coming to murder." No, I'm coming to murder all you.
I got love for all of y'all, but I'm gonna murder you niggas. Wishing that none of your fans want to hear no one verb or noun or verb from you niggas. He said that. It goes with everything. It's a competitive thing. He's literally telling you, "Look, I'm the best at this shit. Y'all gotta run me my shit. Run me my face."
I just don't think. Let me tell you something. I think in the world of being subjective, right?
Okay.
You can't just be like, "I'm the best," because me personally, you know what I'm saying? Like, you may love this. You may like. I only related to maybe 2 or 3 Kendrick songs altogether. You know what I'm saying? Now, I feel like every time he drops, the nut huggers be like, "Oh, give him a Grammy, give him a this," and some of his stuff he never had to face the same scrutiny than his peers. Because his fan base to me is his fan base is almost like blind to bias.
And say I can agree with y'all because again, one person that I really connect with music, she was on the comments, the Chloe girl. Like me and her, we always talk hip hop. We've been talking hip hop since we were kids.
Right.
That's the only person I connect with when it comes to the hip hop. Me and her are Drake fans.
But calling somebody a pedophile and not doing anything about it is kind of weird.
Look, it's hip hop. When it's a battle rap, there's nothing off limits.
Yeah, but we also know that responding to Randy's things, we also know that the Grammys are rigged.
I don't look, we're not talking about
the Grammys. I'm talking about
absolutely. Here's the comment that he said.
Yeah, Kendrick didn't have to ask for Grammys.
I don't know about the
Grammys. Go back to how Formation didn't get as many Grammys as this one. How, you know what I'm saying? Like, how
Beyonce has never won Artist of the Year, Album of the Year for a Grammy. Beyonce's consistently have the best album
and has the most Grammys out of everyone, but never for Album of the Year. So but I'm saying every time Kendrick does not have to put out his best work for his fans to say he's the best. Drake's run at the top is almost unprecedented apart from Jay-Z. I'm being honest. Who else has had that? Who else has had that type of longevity?
It's a debatable argument.
Because to be honest with you, you hear Drake everywhere. You hear Kendrick on subsets unless he made the voice and made a feature with the Swifties, made a feature with Maroon 5, and this, and the third. So, yeah, from the hip-hop point of view, you know, he is for true hip-hop. He is for the true hip-hop heads, the hip-hop nerds, the ones who are, you know, I really want to use a professional wrestling term when it comes to this. Like, his fans are like the Smarks.
Yeah, 100%. That's it. All right. If we're gonna go, and we're gonna go professional reference, the Kendrick Lamar, and this is the ode to what Wilkins said.
Kendrick can't see Drake's accomplishments.
It's not about.
He has more number one hits than the Beatles.
It's not about accomplishments.
I'm looking at you. Not looking at the comments.
I hear I'm talking just strictly to you. I'm not looking at the comments.
Yeah, that's what I'm responding to.
Me and you are having a conversation. If I can relate anything to this,
he has a machine. But are you crazy? Interscope is a machine behind him. Jimmy Iovine.
If I'm going to compare this to anything with professional wrestling, what Wilkins said, it's more CM Punk and John Cena. That's what this is. And I'm sorry, Pete. Go ahead. I want you to get off before me and Tavia really get into a deep dive.
No. I mean, like, listen. I can't get into the minutia of this, of the conversation. But I would say this, right? Like, and it really does touch on something that Tavia just said, and kind of like Tavia's been alluding to it as well. The only reason why Kendrick doesn't have the success, quote unquote, that a Drake has is because, as by definition, true hip hop fans would say, Drake is more of a crossover hip hop guy. He's not a hip hop guy. He's a hip hop pop guy. He's a hip hop mainstream guy, right? He goes like Drake is not the guy you're gonna see doing a battle rap in an underground club. Drake's not the dude that you're gonna see walking up to a freestyle battle, against Backpack Kids. That's not Drake. Drake didn't make his bones in the hip hop game in the traditional of like what people like the old school hip hop has. And you talk about this is what hip hop is, right? And so that's the big difference. Like Kendrick stays truer to what he defines the roots of hip hop to be, which is why his fan base is much different than what Drake's fan base is. Doesn't take away the fact that both of them are wildly successful artists and both of them are wildly accomplished at what they do and what they can do. But the fact of the matter is, Kendrick is never going to produce the music for the fan base that Drake produces music for. And Drake realized very early on, whether it was Drake or his management team or whoever's behind him, somebody realized very early on, there's not money, and I know everybody's going to attack me for this in the comments or whatever. There's no money in traditional hip hop. You need to cross over, and you need to be more of a chart guy. You need to be a guy that releases the not the clean hip hop, but that hip hop that white people are going to bop to, that the hood is going to bop to, that the black people are going to bop to, that the Latinos are going to bop to, that can play in the clubs, that's going to play on Hot 97, that's going to play on Z100, that's going to play on iHeartRadio, all of that. That's where the money is, right? And when you look at even in different genres, right, when you find the more traditional, truer to the roots artists, right, they're going to have their hardcore fans, but they're not super duper out there because they don't cross over to that mainstream. Many people would talk about, when you talk about, for example, what led like the alternative movement or the emo movement or like the soft rock movement, all of them kind of say, well, that's not rock. That's not hard rock. That's not metal. That's not this. That's not that. No, it's a variation that kind of ends up making people wildly more successful because while there are people, and don't get me wrong, they have millions of fans around the world, while there are people that know who Metallica is, and I grew up listening to Metallica as a hard rock, heavy metal kid, right? At the end of the day, when you think about what the rock metal groups are nowadays, there are people who don't know what Metallica is and will never know who Metallica is because they don't listen to the more traditional stuff. The same way, as Tavia said, the argument between what is traditional professional wrestling versus what the art form is today or what different people do, right? Like it's all about how things evolve. And Drake, for better or for worse, evolved as well as with a lot of other people, evolved what made money in hip hop. If you want to stay true to your roots, similar to a Lupe, because I remember meeting Lupe 3 times when I was in college. And Lupe, I met him once, and we spoke for about 20, 25 minutes, just cutting it up. And Lupe told me, this was right before Lasers dropped. I said, yo, I can't wait to hear Lasers. Because I was a big fan of his previous 2 drops. And he's like, man, I want to apologize to you before you hear it, because Lasers ain't me. Lasers is the label. Lasers is what they wanted me to drop. Now, I personally was a fan of Lasers. I thought it was really good, even though to Lupe, it wasn't what he was as an artist. It wasn't what he wanted to do. For example, one of my favorite hip hop artists is Immortal Technique. A lot of people don't know who Immortal Technique is because he sticks very true to his roots on hip hop, and he sticks also very true to his guns on how he delivers hip hop, very politically charged hip hop and things like that. But unless you're a deep hip hop head, you're not going to know who Immortal Technique is. But he's one of my favorite artists, and I think he could go verse for verse, word for word with anybody out there.
With anybody.
Right. But a lot of people won't know that because they're like, I don't know who that bum is. He ain't never had a hit. He ain't never been on the charts, this, that, and the third. Doesn't mean that they're not great. So at the end of the day, listen, Kendrick's going to have his camp. Drake's going to have his camp. And like I put in the private chat earlier, but none of them are going to do what Prince did. Prince tried to run over Mike and his mama with a car. Until somebody try to do that, I don't want to hear nothing.
But yeah, all that. And at the end of the day,
it's crazy.
At the end of the day, for me, right? If you don't like Drake, just say that. If you don't like Kendrick, just say that. I can look at this subjectively and say, look, these guys are really heavy hitters. So it's no winner or loser in this. We are winning as hip hop fans.
No, there's a loser.
I don't think. Let me tell you something.
Drake
I don't think Drake is finished. I don't think Drake is finished.
I don't
think Drake is finished. And to be
Ego's
honest,
not gonna allow him to not respond. I
feel no, but to be honest with you, I feel like at the end of the day, Drake is gonna still get more number ones, and then Kendrick is gonna wait another 5 years to drop an album.
But Tay, my thing is, and here's and I don't want nobody to feel no type of way. Pete, Tay, nobody. It's just a matter of
get to your point. Then
my thing is, here's what I get aggravated with the Kendrick and the Drake shit. And even the fans that I see in the comments that are clearly picking a side, it's just a matter of I never heard not once say, yo, bump that ether in the club. It's a fucking battle. We are battling. This is not about hits. This is about
people bump Takeover in the club.
I hear you. This is not about hits. This is about bars.
It is about
when people are not, and I'm not gonna hold you. Drake is a heavy hitter. He has bars. But where he fucked up at is he said Candyman name a little bit too much. He said, look, my man said.
I don't think he started this. Kendrick's been itching for this for years. It didn't take much.
That's going to be an episode in itself, and we got to talk sports. We definitely got to talk sports. But I just want to talk about pushing P's. How about you pushing T? Spin the block on that before you think about.
But then I never heard nobody say, "Yo, put on that Pusha T record."
No, but what I'm saying is, you had a battle with Pusha, and when Pusha dropped what he dropped, you never came back on that. Why? Because you knew what it was.
But he said, but no, he said the right thing. No, it's not that he knew what it was. He knew Pusha wasn't on his level. So why even address that? You see me? I'm not gonna go to as the queen. I'm not gonna go to every fight that I'm invited to.
Say, I'm about to say something as a Brooklyn person, and Dre, I hope the hell you fucking edit this and then don't get on air.
No, don't say it then.
I gotta say
it.
Don't say it. All right. So here's what we do. You find a way to say it, and we'll get back to it.
No, it's a Brooklyn thing. It's not nothing that's X-rated or nothing crazy like that.
So why do I need to edit it?
Because I'm a Brooklyn, and for the life of me, you're never going to hear me say that Nas ever beat Jay-Z. He didn't. In my mind, I don't feel like he ever beat Jay-Z.
He won in the lyric. He won the lyrical battle, but Jay-Z.
But mainstream, Jay-Z is mainstream. Like you were about to say, Drake is mainstream. Kendrick is mainstream too, but Drake is a bigger figure in mainstream media. So he has a bigger following than Kendrick Lamar does. But Kendrick Lamar has a true hip-hop following. So we're going to go off of bars. Drake is beating Kendrick off of beats, beat selection, the production. If we're going bar for bar, and if you go metaphorically, and if you go by just the strategic, Kendrick is duct tape and raping Drake right now. He
Let me tell you
is.
something.
It's what it is. That's what it is.
My only issue was when he
Nobody wanted
said
battle because
the only issue I have with what Kendrick said when he wished death on him. That kind of losing a family member in this community, you losing several contemporaries that I worked with. Rest in peace to Chinks. You know what I'm saying? Losing my cousin in this type of life. Wishing death on someone during the battle in the letter to his son. To me, that took it a little bit out of the hip hop battle range.
There's no
and coming from somebody, like I was saying to my sister earlier, when I argue, I go for your jugular. I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking about your family. I'm talking about your friends. I'm talking about your hairline. I'm talking about that time that you was musty a little bit and I let it slide. And then I come back and tell you that you was musty that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that type of arguing, but I feel like we have to be careful with our words. And I was fucking with it. I loved it. I was up last night listening to it. When he said, I hope you die, you pedophile, I hope you die, and stuff like that. Like, if you have any information about him being a pedophile, don't put it in the bars, put it in the courts.
Now, when it comes to battle rap, there's no strings, there's no limits.
But you don't understand, this is not just a regular battle rap underground.
But Tay,
you wishing, you saying somebody, I hope you die type of shit in the climate that we live in, dude. Like, calling somebody a pedophile is wild.
I hear you, but you heard your baby mama. What was that? Me and your boy AI got more in common than just bullying around and get it more in common.
Yeah, but still saying, I hope you die, and you have a crazy ass fan base. You get what I'm saying? That you don't know. I just feel like I was fucking with everything until then. And then I don't like the addressing his son in a song either. I'm not a fan of that. To me, that was a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like, now to be honest with you, like, the only way we're gonna solve this, we gotta fight.
Kendrick Crip, ain't he? He's been through some shit.
Yeah, but the thing is too, but like, the only way we're gonna solve this, there's no bars enough for me.
But like, I watch a lot of battle rap.
We gotta fight.
They go personal just to knock you off your pivot.
We gotta fight.
You gotta knock them off their pivot.
That's a battle.
So now Drake's like, yo, he really came out my whole family. How he gonna deliver?
My man last response was a Dear Summer letter to every member in his family.
I think that was whack.
Kendrick Lamar is a demon.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that was. I'm not gonna hold you. I think that was whack.
The kid's part was whack.
I loved it.
I thought the kid's part was whack. The mom part, whatever. The kid part was whack. Because you have kids. Right. You get what I'm saying?
Nothing's off limits.
I'm like, if I see you,
nothing's off limits.
Left. It gotta go
battle
left.
rap.
What do you mean nothing's off limits? You're not talking about my kid.
Oh, now I left condoms in your baby seat.
He said that wasn't
Ain't
true.
Nothing off
He
limits.
said that wasn't
There's
true.
nothing off
Jay
limits.
said that wasn't
Come
true.
on, bro.
Yeah, but
there's
you know,
nothing off limits.
Let me tell you something.
Nothing off limits.
But now look at Jay. To be honest with you, I'll be honest with you. We don't live in that culture no more. We don't live in that world no more. This is what I'm saying, right? 20 years ago, that shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? Now we have the internet, we have AI. Like I said, I lost my cousin 4 years ago to a senseless act of violence in this community. So this triggers me a little bit differently. I'm just being honest.
Same hood.
Bar for bar. Okay, Kendrick wanted the bars. We knew he was going to win with the bars. So who's going to win the war? Drake.
I don't know.
Drake is going to win the war because you know what? At the end of the day, them college kids, them high school kids, like I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority that thought that Takeover was better than Ether.
You're not. I'm in that minority with you.
There's a lot of people who be like, "Oh, well, Takeover."
Only person that think Ether was better was Pete and them niggas from in Queens. That's it. That's all it is. And that's a borough. That's a borough battle.
I was in the Bronx at the time.
No, but you probably thought Ether was better than Takeover.
But like
Nah,
when Pac said, "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker."
Ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. I feel like that. You know, paying people to dig up information on somebody. I think that's so corny to me.
That's what Drake is doing, though.
No, Kendrick did that shit.
No, that's what Drake is doing. He said Drake did that
because he said it and make it true.
Yes.
Why?
I believe Kendrick.
You know him?
He's like,
you know
him?
him?
Like
so you know,
it goes for both sides though. Queen to go for both sides.
So you mean to tell me where? You know what was killing me today? People posting that picture, that Drake with the medications and the Ozempics and stuff.
It was dope.
Like, make that make sense, right?
I love
you mean to tell me, as big as Drake is, right? That he gonna go to a CVS and pick up his medication at midnight like every fucking body else?
No, you send somebody to go do that.
No, you get it.
No, I'm just saying. You think he's gonna get medication in his name?
I didn't see the name.
It said his name on it.
I didn't screenshot the name. I just.
Like,
I heard them say Ozempics. I said, "Oh, this nigga really did pay for abs. It's crazy." I mean,
at the end of the day,
this is a problem for doing that way.
Now I feel. Let me tell you something. Why I'm so glad that Drake did respond, because I said on my Twitter that if Drake got all that heat for Megan Thee Stallion, and I said on the show, if he got all that heat for Megan Thee Stallion and don't have that heat for Kendrick, he's a bitch.
Well, he's looking like wheelchair Jimmy right now. All these shots at him, he's definitely back in the
wheelchair. Let me tell you something. And the thing is, at the end of the day, I feel like Kendrick stans are gonna be they're just gonna nut hug everything he says.
You gotta relax. I'm not a Kendrick fan.
I think it's the same thing for Drake stands as well.
It's the same exact way.
I wasn't like I said, I listened to Drake's last one, the 7-minute one. I'm just kind of like,
it was dope. It was dope.
Cool.
His flow was crazy. Beat was crazy. What fucked him up was Kendrick dropped 25 minutes later.
That's when I thought it was a work. That's when I thought it was a work.
That's when I thought it was. I was like,
I'm like, you know what? This is a work. This is not. They're trying to make money right now.
Everybody woke up and like realized that they already listened to Kendrick before Drake. Like, oh.
But you see how Randy is talking right now? Like that's so corny to me.
I'm just saying.
You a Kendrick nut hugger.
I'm just saying.
If you a Kendrick nut hugger, just say that. If you a Kendrick nut hugger, just say that.
I agree with him though. Drake fans are crazy. They're saying, "Oh, Kendrick."
But Kendrick fans, have you guys seen fucking Twitter?
I've been watching all of it. Like I said,
yeah, I'm ready to
move on. Me and Shorty, we've been literally deciphering everything and like reading the comments. It goes both ways. Sit there and say Drake is killing.
I can admit my bias. So why are you talking? If you can admit your bias, shut up. Because anything he said, even if he would have went there and been like, "Oh, you would have been like, oh, this is the best." Let me tell you something. The Kendrick stands are nut huggers.
He's from Queens. That's why he says that.
The Kendrick fans are nut huggers.
Listen, Drake fans too. You love who you love. You rock who you
love. But you know the thing is, this enjoy this part of hip hop.
Nah, that's a fact.
Word.
But this is the best.
And just hope to God that no idiot.
Can I just say something?
No, no idiot takes.
Before we go to the next thing, I'm just saying something. One thing: if you were born in 2000 and you can't appreciate what's going on, and you sitting there saying everything is mid, clearly you don't know nothing about that. That's just what I'm saying. You don't know nothing.
Right, and then people are saying things like, "Oh, this is for the soul of hip hop and stuff." It is not that deep because Drake is still gonna make money and Kendrick's still gonna make money.
Battle. We're not talking about the music and what they're making as far as after.
What stop mansplaining? I said what I said.
It's not a mansplaining. This is.
I said what I said.
I said what I said.
I said what I said.
And I said what I said.
I said what I said. It's my segment. And I said what I said.
You're saying shit. That's what I'm saying.
I said what I said.
It's amazing. That's what y'all both saying is amazing right now.
It's great. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
And like I said, and to be honest with you, like at the end of the day, battle rap is battle rap. Kendrick stands are coming out the woodwork. They finally got out their little lair out of their parents' fucking basement, and now they're talking about like this is the best thing since mac and cheese. I've been alive for a long time. I've seen better beefs.
Don't know nothing about dog.
But look how it ended.
Don't know nothing about that.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, if you got proof that this motherfucker's a pedophile and you're not reporting it to the FBI, you are complicit.
I don't know.
Got none. That's a whole.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with you. Fuck the secret kids. Fuck the secret kids. Fuck the secret kids argument. Like I don't want to hear that. Calling somebody a pedophile. Calling somebody a pedophile is wild.
Why did I not catch that? I did not catch
he
that.
He kind of said he was doing some foul shit.
I don't understand how you didn't. He called him a pedophile by name.
I heard him say he got. I heard
Well, he called him a pedophile by name and compared him to Weinstein, and then in the same breath, OP died.
No, I heard him say him and Harvey Weinstein need to be in the cell and get fucked up.
So what you think? So what you think that means?
I just thought that he meant that he was a fucked up man. I didn't know nothing about that. That's what I'm saying. I didn't know that.
All I'm saying, right?
I didn't know.
But all of them, Rick Ross and Future and all of them like that, like if y'all sat around and saw him do some weird shit, and now you want to talk about it and you're not friends no more, that's corny. And with that being said, let's move on. Dre, let's move on.
No.
Cool. Moving forward, we're getting into today's topics, and we're going to start off with some more of today's topics. I said you said you don't know what music. I said we're gonna just keep it hot. We keeping it pushing. So, actually, I'm gonna hand this over to Pete. Pete, what are we talking about first today?
Pete, you good? Pete, like he's struggling. You straight?
Boy, Pete tired.
He is upset right. You on mute, motherfucker.
You're on mute, player.
Yeah. Now we good. We ready?
Yes.
All right, cool. So let's talk about round one of the playoffs and the amount of fight we just had in this first topic. We kind of wish teams like the Pelicans would have had in round one, or even the Suns would have had in round one, both victims of a first round sweep at the hands of the T-Wolves and the Thunder. Second round set for every game except for the Celtics. We're still waiting to see who wins game 7 between the Magic and the Cavs. Celtics waiting for the winner of that series. But let's start out west. Everybody thinks they're going to start out. Let's start out west. Thunder swept the Pelicans. Number 1 overall seed, number 1, number 2 overall seed in the West. And they'll be playing the Mavs, who beat Clippers in 6 games. Who do you got? Thunder, Mavs, round 2.
Who want to start? I have honestly, Thunder Mavs. I'm going with the Thunder. Thunder in 6.
I'm gonna piggyback off that. Thunder in 5. I think as hot as Kyrie and Luka have been, Dallas isn't a very consistent team. They got lucky because they played another inconsistent team in the Clippers. It was also shorthanded, but they should be used to being shorthanded and playing without Kawhi in the playoffs anyway. So that's no excuse, but they're just inconsistent. So I'm gonna go with Thunder in 5. It's not going to be any. I don't think it's going to be any like blowouts in the series, but I think every game is going to be at least 10 points or less. So
my reasoning for picking the Thunder, to be honest with you, is I feel like they don't have enough size on the Thunder to combat. I mean, on the Mavericks to combat the Thunder. I do feel like the tandem of Luka and Kyrie. You know, the sun shines twice on the dog's ass every day, according to Matt. And I get that. You know, I do see this being a competitive series. I do think that Luka, you know, I root for Luka. So I hope that, you know, they can make this competitive because some of those round 1 matches were amazing.
It's always a beautiful thing when you support my coach. I love it. But I'm going with the Mavericks in 7. OKC, those are.
No, you going with the Mavericks? Of course you are. You are Kyrie Irving.
It's not just for Kyrie. I've seen. Wow, we're going there. Okay, that's what we're doing.
I said it first.
That's
why I said wow.
That's the episode of the Yerrr Sports Show is going. Okay, we go. I'm signed on for this. Okay, let's go. We're gonna do this. So boom.
Yeah, you're not paying attention, so somebody gotta wake you up.
Paying attention. The show's off. I'm good. I'm here. We're here.
What show was you watching before?
You know what I was watching. We're not allowed to talk about it.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say. Dallas in 7. And I'm going to tell you why I say Dallas in 7. OKC, though they're a great team, though they are the number one team in the Western Conference, they are still young. They still are not battle tested. They had an easy first round going against the Pelicans because there was no Zion Williamson. Right? They're not going to have that same ease going against a battle tested Dallas Mavericks and a very hungry Luka Doncic and a very skillful Kyrie Irving. And I'm not saying that just because of Kyrie Irving.
Your background is taken away from your point, brother.
I don't care about the background. My background.
Well, I can't hear you.
Why can't you hear? There's nothing going on in my background. That's probably Pete's background. That's not my.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah, the background noise was taken away from you making a very important point.
I guess Pete go on mute. Can you do that for me, please?
No, that was me. My bad. That was me.
But yeah. OKC, though they are talented, they are the number one team in the Western Conference. They played the Pelicans. The Pelicans without Zion Williamson. So they had a very easy first round. Granted, they had some, back and forth with the New Orleans Pelicans. The same ease that they had with the Pelicans, they're not going to get that with the Dallas Mavericks, who are greatly coached, who have two perennial all-stars that are about all that shit, and they are very skillful. Granted, Luka Doncic is not a great free throw shooter. He's not really great as far as the free. I just set the free throw, but he's not really great on defense. I do feel like Dallas is at the brink. Granted, I feel like they're one, maybe two pieces away from actually being a real contender to knock off Denver. I do think that they have what it takes to knock off that OKC team. So I am going with Dallas in 7.
I'm going to take the Thunder in 6, and here's why. Because Tim Hardaway Jr. still suffering from that right ankle sprain. He's been the release valve for Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving with his three-point shooting this year. I mean, there have been games where he's made 6, 7, 8 3-pointers in a game. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been that third scorer. And if we really look at the points per game by the Mavs in that first-round series against the Clippers, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving really the only two starters to score over 11 points a game. Luka averaging 29.8 points and Kyrie averaging 26.5. The only other starter to actually average in double digits in that first round series was PJ Washington, who barely averaged 10.8 points in that whole series. Versus you have a young, as Matt said, Thunder team, yes, but are equally balanced. SGA, 27.3 points per game. Jalen Williams, 21 points a game. Chet Holmgren, man in the running for Rookie of the Year, 15 points per game. Josh Giddey at 12.5. And Luguentz Dort at 11 points per game. They have a balanced 5-man rotation in their starting lineup. And I really think they're going to push the Mavs. This is the year of the young team. I really think that this OKC team is going to expose a lot of the deficiencies. And if Tim Hardaway Jr. is not able to come back for this series or is ineffective, he only played in, I believe, 2 or 3 games, averaging 3 points for the entire series in the first round. I don't know if the Mavs are going to have enough. Luka already looked ragged at the end of that first round because you can see he's run into the ground. So I'm taking Thunder in 6, but going to the other half of that bracket, we have another team that was able to accomplish a first-round sweep in the Minnesota Timberwolves, who swept the Suns 4-0, and they're going to take on the defending champion Denver Nuggets, who beat the Lakers 4-1 in that first round. Before we get to the matchup of the T-Wolves and the Nuggets, I want to quickly talk about the two major things coming from the teams that they both beat. The Suns got swept. The Lakers lost 4-1. Lakers fired their coach, Darvin Ham. There's rumors abound that Phoenix might fire Frank Vogel after this sweep. My question to y'all is which superstar needs to take more accountability for the first round loss? LeBron James or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant. Devin Booker. That was embarrassing, y'all. I'm sorry. We already knew the Lakers were going to get outclassed and outmatched. We talked about that. We talked about that before when we did our NBA preview. right? We said a gentleman's sweep for that series, right? I feel like we have to come to grips with the fact that the super team formula does not work. Doesn't work. It does not work. And I believe that at the end of the day, Kevin Durant had a lot of excuses after that series. They gave up. They played with no heart to me. And they look sloppy out there. And that's for me. And I never really talk about anybody's skill because I'm not a professional. So I feel like it's disrespectful to make comments on somebody's skills, right? But their heart was taken from that series in the beginning. So I believe that the Suns had higher expectations for them than the Lakers did. The Lakers barely made the playoffs too.
And Edwards took the air out the building from game one.
Yes, and they never recovered.
They never recovered, and I can't put it solely on KD. If you put it on superstars, because Devin Booker was there too.
Yeah, I was about to say Devin Booker too. Devin Booker gets the smoke.
Ain't do nothing, and Devin Booker ain't do nothing to stop the fire from happening, and neither did Bradley Beal. As a matter of fact, Bradley Beal out of the three of them was the worst one out of the three of them. At least what I can say about KD and Booker, that they were at least consistent in their play. The rest of the team, oh Lord, like oh my gosh. But I can't blame KD for the construction of that team. That is the ownership. The ownership decided we're going to get three players that are worth $100 million left, at least $100 million left on their contract. Next year, all three of them have $50 million paid to them. So that's $150 million in salary cap, which means leaves you no money to get any decent others for your team. Just like this year, there was no decent others on your team outside of Eric Gordon,
and Isaiah Thomas, who they didn't play,
and Isaiah Thomas, who they didn't let play. Everybody put so much stock in the Bo just wasn't good. They didn't play him. They didn't play him.
But you know what? I don't even want to put blame on Kevin Durant.
I don't either.
I really want to be real with you.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna be real with y'all.
I
feel like there are unrealistic expectations that people are putting on older veteran talent like LeBron, like KD, like Kyrie, like people who have
Steph
Curry, you know what I'm saying? Like these guys have been in the league 10 plus years, right? Truth be told, the fact that we're still getting them at a high level is an honor, to be real with you. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like, no, the super team formula doesn't work, but you can build around Devin Booker with a Kevin Durant, with this person. And I feel like that was the mindset, and it's not working. Like to sit there, like I had to sit here and think about it. And it's like the Suns had higher expectations than the Lakers. So that was my point of the argument. You get what I'm saying? The Lakers are lucky to even be invited to the dance. And the girlies tried to show up for one game.
Sure, that's wild.
You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, these guys have been in the league, 12, 13 plus years?
20 almost LeBron.
LeBron. And to be honest with you, that's like 100 in basketball years. It's like asking your old uncle to come and play pickup, knowing he had the moves back in the day at the damn on the court, but then he still can't keep up with these young boys. And I feel like you could still get productive minutes from each of them. But to put the team on their backs is not fair.
These younger teams, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, like the Minnesota Timberwolves, could use a veteran talent like a KD.
Like a KD.
Like a KD.
LeBron.
Like a LeBron.
Like a Steph.
Like a Steph.
But you can't. This is not 2010.
This is the first time in a decade that we're getting no LeBron, no Steph, no KD in the second round of the playoffs.
20 years. No, it's 2 decades. 2 decades.
Now, interestingly enough, here's where I'm going to kind of deviate from everybody. I do agree that Kevin Durant deserves a lot of the smoke. for the situation. But
I didn't say nothing.
the person who I think needs to take more accountability is LeBron for that loss specifically in that series. Here's why. You know what I didn't see? I didn't see, and I'm going to say the same thing, and I'm going to echo exactly what Michael Wilbon said. So I didn't say it first, but Michael Wilbon said it, and I listened to his argument, and man, made sense. So if you got something to argue about, bring it up with Wilbon.
No, we're going to bring it up with you. We for sure going to bring it up with you.
Yeah, it's going to be you. Go ahead.
But as Michael Wilbon had said on Pardon the Interruption this past week, if you're going to call yourself the GOAT of this game, if you want to be considered the GOAT, you need to be able to take accountability when your team gets outclassed and outperformed. And LeBron did not take a shred of accountability, not a single shred of accountability. He did not raise his hand and say, we need to play better. He did not sit there and say, we as a team need to do better. No, what happened? Darvin Ham got fired.
Good.
A coach that took this team to the conference finals last year, a team that had not been in the playoffs outside of the COVID year, and Darvin Ham took them to the conference finals last year, took a team that, as Tavia said, did not deserve to be in the playoffs, took them into the playoffs.
I did not say deserve to be in the playoffs. We were surprised they were invited to the dance. The girlies got invited last minute. Okay.
Okay. There we go. I'm going to say should not have been in the playoffs to begin with. Okay. Made it to the playoffs. And then they lose in round one. They get outclassed. And LeBron did not sit there once and say, we have to play better as a team. I have said this since one of the first days I became a sports person, since one of the first days I played sports. And I've believed this since I was a kid. The coach does not hit the ball, pass the ball, shoot the ball. The coach does not play defense. The coach does not do any of that. It is up to the players on the court to perform. And when they do not perform, do we get to fire them? No, we have to fire the coach. Why? Darvin Ham took you to the conference finals. So you're telling me that the same man who took this same team to the conference finals is all of a sudden no good to lead this team?
Also, you mean also the same man that decided to keep playing Russell Westbrook and Patrick Beverly at the same time?
Speak the truth.
I don't think it's his decision.
It is.
I don't think it's his decision.
We talk about.
I got a response. Keep going. I don't want to interrupt you.
We talk.
Drake, I got it.
No, you got me. You got me. No. Peter finished.
My only response to Dre was, I don't think it's completely Darvin Ham's call because we know how with these teams with certain players on them, the coaches are mostly just figureheads. They're not really the ones making the choices. And you know damn well if LeBron or AD did not think that playing Westbrook and Patrick Beverly was the right thing to do, one of them would have said something. Because we've seen them do it before. We've seen them do it to every single coach they've ever had. LeBron has never had a problem telling a coach that they're making a bad decision. LeBron has never had a problem throwing a coach under
Gabe
the bus.
Vincent and Spencer Dinwiddie, those were good coaching decisions, right?
That's the team he's got.
Not calling a challenge when your star player is like, yo, nah. Good coaching. No, that's not.
You do realize they have somebody whose job it is on the bench to have an earpiece in that somebody up in the skybox is watching all the replays.
I know exactly
and
how
they
it works.
relay down. Don't do it. It's not a good look. We don't think we're gonna win that challenge. It's the same thing in baseball. It's the same thing in baseball. There's a lot of coaches in baseball that don't challenge things that we think should be challenged because whoever's job it is to watch the same replays that are going to go downtown will tell them, we don't think it's worth it. There's a good chance we might lose this. Don't waste it.
Go ahead, Matt.
I'm drinking Taylor Point. So I got a quote, saying from a Taylor Point native, low relative.
Matt, you hold on before you go. You've already got your one OD quote out the way.
It's not OD. It's crazy.
With your duct tape and stuff. So
I'm not going that route. I'm just saying every day the sun won't shine, but that's why I love tomorrows. To really sit here and blame that on LeBron when he's been the most.
I love that saying. At the end of the day gotta end.
Sit there and really put the blame on LeBron. He's been the most consistent through the whole season. Is crazy. I can't even believe this is coming from me, and I don't even like these Braun sexuals. To sit there and really say that this is LeBron's fault is crazy, bro. I can't believe that you would even say something like that when you got videos of fucking D'Angelo Russell sitting out of the huddle. You got visuals of Austin Reeves not being consistent. You got D'Angelo Russell not being consistent. Rui not showing up at all. You gonna blame LeBron? You're bugging. You're wilding. But let's be.
Did you see the comment I left? See the comment before you continue.
I didn't see the comment yet. I'm gonna get into that.
I didn't put blame on him. The topic was which one of those two stars, KD or LeBron, needs to take more accountability for their team's loss. I didn't say it's Bron's fault they lost. I didn't say it's Bron putting the blame on him. I said who needs to take more accountability for their team's loss. And if you're the GOAT of the league, if you're the GOAT of the NBA, then you need to be the first one to raise your hand and say, we did not play good. We did not do enough.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there, pimping. I'm getting there. If you want my answer, neither one deserves the blame. If you really want the blame, let's play the blame game. We're gonna play the blame game.
Wait,
right?
you mean neither one should have to take
none of them
accountability.
I'm gonna explain to you why. Because if it's fun to put Kevin Durant and LeBron because they are the namesakes.
Yeah, right there.
Yes. But every other time LeBron has done that, then they saying LeBron is OD, and then the guy's about to be traded. I don't get it.
I don't understand what y'all want from a man that's literally breaking records and is outscoring everybody on that team, and he's fucking 40 years old. 40 years old. And what are y'all expecting from him, bro? I don't get it. Yo, I don't get y'all, bro. Like 40 years old, 40 years old and averaging 27 points per game is crazy. Y'all are bugging right now. Y'all gotta chill. Y'all really
and I want him to pull everybody with him or get him off
hold up, Pete. I'm on a roll. Let me keep rolling. Let me keep rolling. Because I ain't even get to the KD part because y'all say I'm a fanboy for Kevin Durant, even though it's still fuck you, Joe Tsai. But let's get back. Let's keep on the LeBron ring. It is Kupchak's fault. It's Pelinka's fault for the Lakers not being successful. D'Angelo Russell showed who he was last year. Y'all didn't get the pieces necessary from last year. Y'all didn't make no moves in free agency. This year, it's the office fault. The Lakers didn't do what they were supposed to do. And I don't know what anybody was expecting seeing the Lakers going against the Denver Nuggets, who are the favorites to repeat. Y'all gotta relax. Y'all really have to relax. Now, to get to Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant, you have three perennial all-stars, three prolific scorers. Two wasn't always there throughout the whole season, but the one person, Pete, the one person that was consistent, that played more games than the latter, was Kevin Durant. The one person that showed up in every game was Kevin Durant. It's not up to Kevin Durant to get the teammates around him that is needed to compete. That is the office. That is the office job to do. So let's be realistically. We knew going into the playoffs, Phoenix had no defense. They had no depth. Bradley Beal is injury prone. Devin Booker is their starting point guard, but he's not really a point guard. And Frank Vogel is a defensive-minded coach, but they lack defense. So they were already up shit's creek going into this playoffs. So the fact that they drew going against the Minnesota Timberwolves, let's be clear, AE is that guy. He's that guy. The new name going around now, he's called Hair Jordan. This is Anthony Edwards' coming out party. And it couldn't happen to a better man. But we're gonna kill this narrative because we're the Yerrr Sports Show. I'm BK Matt, baby. I'm gonna keep it a bean always. I'm not placing the blame on Kevin Durant. When Kevin Durant is deserving of the blame, like he was deserving of the blame in the Brooklyn Nets when they got swept by the Boston Celtics, I gave it to him. He is not at fault for Phoenix getting swept by Minnesota because we saw it coming. We just wanted them to compete more. They played
Matt, I have a couple.
the whole season. Ain't nobody expected the Phoenix Suns to come out this series. Everybody's more disappointed that they got swept. They have no chemistry. They have no depth. They have no defense. And Frank Vogel is a defensive mind team. He's a defensive mind coach.
Yep.
That team lacked defense, so they was already up shit's creek. So it's not Kevin Durant's fault, and it's not LeBron's fault. And Michael Wilbon got some nerve. He got some motherfucking nerve.
Matt, three quick questions.
Because
quick questions for you, Matt.
In y'all mind that he deserved the blame, knowing that man is pushing 40 years old and collecting double ARP checks. You gotta relax.
Pete, before you move forward, Tay had a point on this subject too.
Hey, go ahead.
I did.
Hey, you would jump into Matt said something. I saw you trying to jump in. So
No, Matt covered it.
okay, cool. All right, go ahead, Pete.
So Matt, quick. And first of all, I just want to make this real clear again. We said nothing about blame. Blame and accountability are two completely different things, right? We're not talking about blame. We're talking about accountability. Blame and accountability are two completely different things. But my three questions for you, Matt, real quick. One, okay. To Tavia's earlier point about the super team not working, Durant has been part of a super team already, or a tried to be super team in Brooklyn. He saw how badly that happened. Do you think it should have behooved Kevin Durant to walk up to Matt Shaiba and say, hey, listen, don't go surrounding me with 1, 2, 3 big name players and not having a bench because we can't win like that. I've seen that. It doesn't work.
Pete, there's a thing called salary cap, and there's a thing of Kevin Durant coming into Phoenix and telling Devin Booker to his face, this is your team.
But why you need Bradley Beal?
He didn't.
Because you still need as many good players as you can.
Yeah, but you need okay. So Matt, second question. I put these and these two questions kind of go together. I put these in the side chat for us, right? If God rest his soul, if that was Kobe, not LeBron, and that team performed that way, how fast do you think LeBron would have walked into? I mean, Kobe would have walked into management's office and said, "I do not want to play with these motherfuckers again."
It took Kobe a year. It took Kobe
It took Kobe a couple of years before he went to say trade everybody.
Right, but I mean, LeBron's at that point in his career, like he can eat.
LeBron's
but every time when he does that, then LeBron is the GM, and then he gets labeled.
And he shouldn't get that, but I'm just saying. And to the same degree, as much as Tay hates this person, right? You know damn well MJ would have chewed these guys out before the game was even over if these were the Bulls. MJ would have had him traded by halftime.
Yo, we can't keep saying that LeBron James is Michael Jordan. He's not Michael Jordan.
I just want the leadership. I want the why are you playing the way you playing?
We're not in the 90s. That's where y'all fucked me up at. I love Kobe Bryant. I would never sit there and say this nigga is the next thing to Michael Jordan. He's Kobe Bryant, bro. I don't understand why people do that. We are in Totally different eras, bro. Totally different eras. If LeBron was to sit there and have a bitch fit like everybody wants him to do, what you think they're gonna do? They gonna meme this guy to death.
I want LeBron to stop playing politician. I want him to sit up on that post-game press conference and rip Russell a new one and rip this one a new one. I don't care whether they like it or not. They here to win championships. We're not here to get paid and play ball. We here to win titles. We're not here to win titles. I want you on my damn team.
So why are we calling out our teammates? Why are we calling out our teammates in the media in public then? That's like if one of us that's my thing. That's like if one of us did something and one of us called each other out on the internet for it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Even better, Dre. Tavy, you've been around before me. You paid attention to these post conferences. When has Jordan ever called out anybody in the media? Never. So why are we expecting LeBron James to do it?
He's never called out any of his teammates in the media. Now he snuffed his teammates, and the media find out. But but he's never.
That's unrealistic. All right, let's go to the next matchup.
So T-Wolves or Nuggets? Who do you got going to the Western Conference?
Darius Morris, former player for the Lakers, passed away.
Oh wow! Rest in peace to Darius Morris, and our condolences go out to his family. Wow.
Yeah.
We called that series though already.
No, T-Wolves Nuggets second round. No, we didn't.
Oh, no.
I'm going with the
Nuggets. Who goes to the Western Conference Final?
Nuggets in 6 or Nuggets in 5.
T-Wolves in 7.
Nuggets in 7.
T-Wolves in 7. I think T-Wolves match up good against the Nuggets. It's just that damn Joker, bro. Like that damn Joker.
They got Gobert and Cat.
Gobert, Cat, and Reed are gonna have a time with Joker, but the playoffs are different than the regular season, and they can be a lot more aggressive with Joker than they were in the regular season.
It goes with experience and coaching, and I just feel like Denver has a better scheme. And like I said, the Nuggets,
Michael for sure has a better scheme for sure.
And I didn't even get to that point. The Nuggets were just better coached. They were better coached. They were toying with the Lakers. So even when everybody thought the Lakers were up 20 in 2 games with the Nuggets. And the Nuggets, like in a blink of an eye, they took the lead back. So that lets you further know there's levels to it. LeBron is at an age where he cannot carry a team by himself to the finals. It's not happening. Stop thinking about big names and thinking like, oh, like I'm not gonna look at and y'all are big like proponents for Shannon Sharp. I'm not so much. But he said it and it rings true. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Stephen Curry are not at the age right now where they can carry a team to the finals. These teams are more elevated now. And all 3 of them are in the same conference. And yet all 3 of them have not made it to the second conference, the second round of the playoffs this year. Curry out in the play-in, Durant and LeBron out in the first round. That lets you further know this is a whole new jungle right now. Simba ain't running roughshod in this jungle right now. Y'all gotta relax. It's a new age. We got Joker, we got Ja, we got Edwards, we got Luka. It's a whole new era, Sean, you got a whole new era. Yeah. Get with it. Get with it or stay in line. It's not LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Steph Curry's league no more. They're just in it. And the moment that y'all all realize it, the more y'all can be more comfortable with it, where y'all not placing blame on Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, or LeBron James.
Well, let's go to the series that I think everybody expected us.
I definitely agree 150%.
Amen.
It's the 90s all over again on the East Coast because it will be the Knicks and the Pacers in the second round of the Eastern playoffs.
Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5.
Can I just say, though, that series, they played so sloppy against the fucking 76ers to me. I feel like there were so many careless plays down the stretch, missing free throws, costly turnovers. They could have wrapped them up in 5. There's no reason why every game came down to the wire like that. To me,
I also think officiating was a little shaky on a couple of those games, though, too. But in terms of them being sloppy and keeping Philly in it, I agree with that, too.
Especially the last 2 games.
Definitely.
Definitely the last 2 games for sure. But Knicks in 5 versus the Pacers. They can't play sloppy. They can't play sloppy against the number 1 rated offense in the league. You just can't.
I agree with what you said, but I'm gonna add a twist to what you're saying, Dre. They can't play sloppy. They can't play sloppy defensively against the Indiana Pacers.
No, absolutely. What were the Knicks this year on defensive wise? I believe they were top 5. They had to be top 5 in defense, right?
Number 2 and number 3. Stu would know more than I do. If not, Pete would know.
But you know what I feel too? I feel like the Pacers are a better team than we give them credit for. And I believe that it might be some struggles down the line. If the Knicks come with the same mindset, they were playing to keep in the game instead of playing to win. And that is concerning to me, as a Knicks fan. You get what I'm saying? As someone who watched these games intensely, especially the last 3, I want to say. I didn't get a chance to watch I think game 2 or whatever, but there was no reason for these games to come down to the final seconds. They could have taken them out early 4th quarter. And I feel like yes, Jalen was scoring the 40 points and breaking records, but that was an ugly 40 points.
Shit, I didn't start to the game 4 because he wasn't doing shit in the first. He
was struggling the first couple of games.
He had a Kobe 40 one of them games where he shot damn near 30 shots.
Brunson ended up averaging 35.5 points and 9 assists, but probably the player of the series against the 76ers was Josh Hart. Led the team in rebounds at 12.3 rebounds a game, averaged a double-double almost all series. Listen, the Knicks definitely could have beaten the Sixers.
First of all, we didn't burn the city down. First of all.
Not
yet.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Soon.
All we did was talk our shit
and take over.
Let y'all know that Knicks fans I've been a part of the suffering fan base for over 30 years.
This is not mine.
The sun shines on a dog's ass once in a while. I'm going to say that again. And at the end of the day got to end. Philly thought.
This sun is shining.
Philly thought. We don't eat no cheese sticks around here. And we got them hands. Period. Maxi maxed out. Period.
It's got to be a shirt now at this point.
I think my biggest issue for the Knicks going into round 2.
I thought she hated that saying and she's using it. I love it though. Real shit. I love that. It's the sunlight shines on the dog's ass once in a while. But I like that.
I think my biggest issue with the Knicks going into round 2 is the large gap in scoring discrepancies, right? Like Jalen Brunson averaged 35.5 points a game in that first round. The next highest scorer on the team was Josh Hart at nearly half that amount of points, 16.8. He had he scored more than half less than Jalen Brunson per game. And we know that we lost Bojan Bogdanovic going into round 2. He's gone for the rest of the series. So it's going to be on Dante DiVincenzo and Miles McBride and Anunoby to really pick up the scoring slack. My big question is with that scoring discrepancy. When you look at Milwaukee, you kind of almost feel like they're going to put Pascal Siakam on Jalen Brunson defensively. Because that's Siakam's thing. He is a defensive specialist. There's not as much scoring discrepancy with Indianapolis. They had 6 players in double figures in that first round, almost 7. Siakam at 22.3. Miles Turner scoring 19. Halliburton scoring 16, and Halliburton still getting double digits assists per game. It's going to be very interesting to see who shuts down Tyrese Halliburton and his moving of the Indianapolis offense. And it's also going to be very interesting to see how Obi Toppin, who had such a great year coming off the bench for Indianapolis, performs coming up back up against the Knicks. I really think this is going to be an interesting series. I don't think it's going to go 5. I think it's going to go maybe 6, possibly 7 games. I'm going to pick the Knicks because I want to see the Knicks move on. But on paper, based on the stats, I think
Ray, you muted the wrong mic, bro.
But I'm picking the Knicks in 7.
Okay, let me be real with y'all, right? What was concerning for me was the Knicks are a fast-paced team, and they look like they couldn't handle the fast pace. Indiana is a slow-paced team. I believe that they're a slower-paced team than the Knicks, meaning that their points per game production is higher, but the rate in which they play is a little slower. And I feel like that plays to Tom Thibodeau's strength as a coach. He's known more for a slower, methodical game. What I did see was that there were too many hurry up and threes. Hurry up and 3. Hurry up and 3. And DiVincenzo was on fire at one point until he wasn't. Really? And what is interesting for me to see this series is just how the Knicks' mindset, if they come into it with a killer mindset, that they are the better team and they are able to make clutch plays early so that they're not in this foray. You know, it started to get sloppy on both ends. And to be honest with you, that the Philly series could have gone either way. The Philadelphia 76ers as a whole, to me, is a better team than the Pacers.
Hold on, what you just said? I didn't hear that part. I'm sorry.
The 76ers were not a true number 7 seed.
Oh, we know that. They were supposed to be a number 2 seed.
She said the Sixers are better than the Pacers.
Definitely, 100%.
Right.
100%. I feel like Tyrese Maxey is better than that whole roster.
Right.
And so I'm sorry, Pete. I don't know if you were next up, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, Matt, you good.
Yeah. So realistically speaking, looking at the Indiana Pacers and the Knicks matchup, though the Indiana Pacers they run the series between them and the Knicks through the season, I still favor the Knicks in 6, and I'm gonna say why I favor the Knicks in 6 is because it's different to see them once every couple weeks versus seeing them once every 2-3 days. And then now there's a scheme. And the secret to beating the Indiana Pacers is you kill them on the offensive board, you slow the pace down, you make Tyrese Halliburton be the hero versus letting Pascal Siakam or Miles Turner beating you, which I don't think that they have the capabilities of beating the Knicks because I feel like Mitchell Robinson and I forgot his name. His name's slipping me now, right? But it starts with an H. But
Isaiah Hartenstein.
Thank you. I was about to say Hartenstein. But Hartenstein and Mitchell Robinson, I feel like they can put a damper on them, along with OG Anunoby, along with fuck is his name?
McBride.
No, not McBride. I'm is with a P. Fuck.
Precious Achua.
Yeah, Achua. I feel like they're going to be big. Offensively, I'm not too much worried with them because they are a scrappy offensive side of the ball team. Their bread and butter is going to be their defense and their offense. And you cannot lose the offensive rebound battle. You can't lose the rebounding battle at all against Indiana, which you are more than capable of because Miles Turner is a good rebounder. Pascal Siakam is a great rebounder. So you have that in the works. But I feel like Obi has a lot to try to prove because he got ostracized from the Knicks because it was between him and Julius Randle. I still feel like they should have chose Obi, but that's just me because, I don't fuck with Julius Randle.
The Knicks are going to be stretched, though. Defensively because
they have a 7-8 Rotation. I know.
No, what I'm saying is stretch defensively on the floor, because one thing Indiana was known for this year was the three ball and being able to have 2, 3, 4 shooters on the floor at any given time, which is why Halliburton was able to get many games of 15 plus assists. And the question is, will the Knicks be able to be stretched that defensively when you're having to cover guys like Nembhard, Nesmith, McConnell, McDermott, Siakam, even Miles Turner, upped his 3-point percentage this year. In fact, Miles Turner is averaging 3 threes a game.
I don't see that happening against the Knicks.
And shooting 44% from 3.
Contrary to what Tay is saying, I really feel like in order to beat Indiana, you have to slow them down. You have to. And the only way to beat Indiana is to make Tyrese Halliburton do everything. Everything. I said Tyrese Halliburton. I'm sorry. Halliburton.
So I think we're all picking the Knicks. Like I said, on paper, I think the Pacers are the better team.
I don't.
But I'm going to pick the Knicks because I want them to make it to the next
How
round.
are they the better team?
They're not the better team on paper.
Just based on their 3-point efficiency, the amount of players they have scoring in double figures, the scoring efficiency, and the less scoring discrepancy. Again, when you have your main guy scoring 35.5 points a game and the next most successful scorer on your team is more than 50% less than that, there's a lot to be desired there. We saw the defensive inadequacies in their game exposed by Philly. And if there's one thing that Maxey and Halliburton can both do, is they can both drive inside the defense and kick it out. And so if that Knicks defense collapses on Halliburton the way they tried to collapse on Maxey, it's going to be a problem.
I don't think so. Let me be real with you. The biggest difference maker was Joel Embiid in those moments.
Yeah.
They were able to shut down Maxey for the most part. He got a couple of good shots. Yeah, he got a couple of good shots. Yeah, he was shut down almost completely. But I believe that the defensive prowess of the Knicks, Indiana was 26 in the league in defensive rebounds.
Thank you.
And the Knicks were number 1. And one thing that saved their asses this entire series against Philly was their ability to rebound and catch timely rebounds, different players.
In Indiana, don't know nothing about dog.
They're not a rebounding team, and that is going to hurt them.
They don't know nothing about that.
That is going to hurt them. They're 26th.
Yeah.
With defensive rebounds. Knicks is number 1 in offensive rebounds. The second chance points during the Philly series, I don't know the exact numbers, but the second chance points was astronomical.
They beat them by like at least 60%.
Yeah, astronomical. My biggest concern, to me, honest with you, there's 2 big concerns. Sloppy plays and scramble threes. If the Knicks are a disciplined team, Todd Thibodeau is a disciplined coach. Now, if they come into this league, in this series, if they come into this series with the mindset that they are the better team, they played against Philly like they were the underdogs. And that's period. They didn't go in there. They were playing not to lose and not playing to win. When they started to play to win, the first 2 quarters, the first quarter and a half of game 6, you saw what they can do. They went up 22 easy. And I believe that how could you not root for this team? How could you not root for this team? I'm not saying you, Pete, but I'm just saying in general, how could you not root?
Say Ben, because Ben is the one that's talking all the shit.
Yeah,
Ben, they did that on the Sixers, and the Sixers are a way better fucking defensive team than Indiana. So if we go 20 on Indiana, we're killing them. Stop it. You have to relax, Ben. We're not firing Tibbs, Ben. We're going to add on to this team, Ben.
Yeah.
You got to relax. I get that you hate New York, but nigga, you got to relax. You got to stop.
New York has to come out and punch Indiana in the mouth over it.
Definitely, 100%.
You can't. You have to punch Indiana in the mouth over it and keep that aggression. Play the way that you guys been playing in terms of aggressively on defense, being one of the top 5 defenses. My main concern is Tibbs and his rotations and burning out his players, because the Knicks should win this series, but then you have to face Boston in the conference finals. And the only reason why I'm saying Boston, because let's be real, Cleveland nor Orlando should beat Boston.
If they do, it's rigged.
If they do, at this point, it's like, well, the Lakers didn't win, so we can't give Boston their next title.
We are sitting here thinking that the Boston's a big bad wolf.
They're not.
They're losing the finals if they get there.
That team disappears in clutch moments in a way that other teams that they play against can rise above. I'm sorry. I don't see Boston is Matt Fugazi next year.
Don't start that.
I don't see Boston winning the championship. I could very well see either team. I could very well see this being, I'm trying to think. If it's the Cavs, I've been talking about the Cavs since the beginning of the season.
I don't think they're going to win the series.
I don't think they're going to win this series. Don't get me wrong.
I feel like Orlando's going to have them. They got to go to 7 games. They lost tonight.
Yeah, today's game 7.
Yesterday, I'm bugging. They lost last night. And I told Stu, I said, Orlando is crazy. I was like, stop sleeping on Paolo. He's like, nah, they young. Yeah, all right. They going 7 games, bro. They with it. They with all that smoke. I love the NBA playoffs, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. This year, the playoffs has been crazy. You can't dictate it. Boston and Denver are not heavy favorites because again, Denver's going against Minnesota, and Minnesota can sneak them. I
do think the championship runs through the West still.
It does.
Regardless, the championship still runs through the West.
But you can't call it.
I'm sorry. I don't think the Celtics are scary. I think they're beatable, especially without Porzingis.
They're very much beatable. I think the Knicks could beat them. The Knicks could beat them.
I think
so. They're beatable with Porzingis. They're beatable with
Porzingis. I give you that too.
And see, people give all the smoke to Jaylen Brown when the playoffs happen, not forgetting when Jason Tatum, supposedly the best player on the team, is the one that disappears the most.
Facts. And he about to get paid more than Jaylen Brown, and it's a fucking crime. That's my opinion.
Hey.
That's my opinion.
We're not GMs. We don't make those decisions.
I'm gonna say what I'm Brooklyn Matt. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I feel like Jason Tatum getting more than Jaylen Brown is a fucking crime. Because Jaylen Brown has been bailing them out for the longest. Every time Jason Tatum gets virtually missing, that's when they really lose. And it just so happens to always be when it matters, like the finals against Golden State, like the Eastern Conference finals against Miami.
And let's not forget they got bailed out this year because Jimmy Butler got hurt.
Jimmy Butler was on the court. They don't win that series.
Exactly. I don't know if they'll win that series, but I don't think
they win that series. I don't think they win that series at all because they looked beatable apart from the last game. They took their spirit. That was the only thing.
You talking about the boogeyman. You talking about the boogeyman. The Celtics boogeyman is Jimmy Butler.
Right.
All right.
Well, talking about disappearing, let's talk about 2 people in basketball who are appearing finally on the professional stage. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both played their first WNBA games. Granted, it was the preseason. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both started their WNBA careers with a loss. Reese scored 13 points and had 9 rebounds as the Chicago Sky lost to the Lynx. And Caitlin Clark, 21 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 5 3-pointers made, led her team in points, and scored 11 of her team's last 19 points. In fact, missed a 3-pointer at the buzzer that would have sent the game to overtime. Sellout crowd in Texas for that game. Mind you, the Mavs game was that night as well. And I believe something else was happening in Texas as well that night. Sellout in 3 different areas of the Metroplex in Texas. Reese, I think, a lot more quiet. A lot of people also don't realize Camille Cardozo on that team as well in Chicago. But incredible moments for both young ladies. Can't wait for their WNBA professional careers to start. I almost think, is Reese going to have a quieter season because she's going to be not the scoring focus of her team? But is she not? Is Angel Reese going to have a better season than Caitlin Clark, but a more quiet season because she's not scoring focused?
She absolutely won't have a better. She absolutely won't have a better season than Caitlin Clark. Because Caitlin Clark.
I'm going to explain why.
You gonna let me explain why?
Go ahead.
Okay. So
you're correct.
Caitlin Clark is the star player of said team. Angel Reese right now has a secondary star player with her. Actually, if we're going to be for real, Angel Reese is going to be the second.
She has last year's number 1 pick.
Right, but
we're talking about Caitlin Clark here.
We're talking about Caitlin Clark here right now. Caitlin Clark is right now. We gave Sabrina. Oh, Sabrina's a Steph Curry. Caitlin Clark is doing stuff that Steph Curry is doing. Just shoot from way beyond the three-point line. I'm not going to go into the Great White Hope stuff. I'm just saying that in terms of like star power, they're gonna defer to Caitlin Clark before they defer to Aaliyah Boston on the Fever,
which is crazy.
It's not.
Yeah, and no.
They're gonna play an outside in game. Aaliyah Boston's gonna get you whatever she's gonna get you. Caitlin Clark.
I don't agree with that. I get what you're saying.
Caitlin Clark is gonna be a threat from the outside. I get what Diana Taurasi said and Sue Bird. It's gonna be a wake up call. But at the end of the day, those players are saying that's a wake up call. Not Sue Bird, but Diana Taurasi. Diana Taurasi has to guard her.
That's a fact.
So then, what happens if Diana Taurasi gets dropped off?
I ain't gonna hold you. If she put 40 on, if she put 30 on Diana Taurasi, we're gonna have to have a conversation.
And then with the numbers in terms of the first games, if you really put college and NBA numbers, they're pretty much doing the same thing that they did in college. That 13 and 19 by Angel Reese is basically close to her average in college. Almost. It could be a 15 and 15 in the league, and Caitlin Clark scoring 20, 21, damn near close to her 30 in college. I don't see that there's going to be too much of a difference, but Angel Reese is not going to have the season that people think she is, but Caitlin Clark will.
Well, Caitlin Clark will continue her preseason against the Atlanta Dream this upcoming week. But her first official game with the Indiana Fever will be Tuesday, May 14th against the Connecticut Sun. And I'm trying to figure out here the Chicago Sky. Their first game will be the 15th against Dallas. Interestingly enough, this is gonna be very interesting here. First game for Angel Reese in New York, May 23rd against the Liberty here in New York. Indiana will actually play the Liberty in Indiana on Thursday, May 16th, and will be in New York in the Barclays Center Saturday, May 18th. I think those 5 days are going to be incredible. Caitlin Clark in the Barclays on the weekend, and then that following week, Angel Reese coming to the Barclays against the New York Liberty.
Go New York, go New York, go. No, New York, go New York, go. No, New York, go New York.
The Liberty is the only New York basketball team I root for. So
listen, nobody
keeping the same energy. So
nobody ever talks about the greatest New York Knicks coach of my time, and it really pisses me off. We need to talk more about it. No, Coach Eddie.
Next.
So the Cowboys re-signed Dak Prescott.
Why? Why
they re-signed Dak Prescott, obviously for a discount for way lower.
You mean Ezekiel Elliott?
I'm sorry, Ezekiel Elliott. Sorry, no, I get it confused. They re-signed Ezekiel Elliott for basically the low.
Why are we talking about? Come on.
Man said he got unfinished business.
He got unfinished business.
Yeah, to go to the wild card round and lose. I mean, like
absolutely. Yes. That's what I was getting to. Yes. First round.
Well, does Zeke returning to Dallas with Dak, make the Cowboys relevant again?
No.
The Cowboys are always relevant until they get to the playoffs.
They're not.
Like, come on.
Look, if we're going to talk about dumb shit, we might as well talk about OBJ getting signed to Miami.
We're gonna get there.
Hey, that was a good signing.
I have things written down, Matt. We're gonna get there.
I actually like that signing.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like that signing, y'all.
Yeah, that's bad. That's really
next,
bad
right?
for the Jets, for sure.
Well,
That's
OBJ
really
gets to become the number 3 guy because he gets to hide behind Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. OBJ might be in the best situation for himself this year.
And for the Miami Dolphins, because at the end of the year, Odell can give you some yards, though.
You're disrespectful, B. I don't like that.
He can give you some yards, though. I believe that with the addition of OBJ, I think that the Dolphins are a little bit more scary to me. Just a little bit, not much.
Listen, this is the Dolphins and the Jets' year in the East. The Bills are done.
Nobody don't care about the goddamn Jets, y'all. Sorry.
You got hating ass Giant shit. What the fuck y'all did over the fucking offseason again?
I don't care about the Giants.
Not a damn thing, exactly. Stop.
And what y'all did? And what y'all did? What did y'all do?
What did y'all do?
We're in a winnable division every year. We're in a winnable division every year. I don't know about y'all. Y'all division just been going to the same two teams the past 20 years.
I don't even want to hear it. The NFC East is a trailer park. Why do we even count that?
So, okay, if it's a trailer park, at least 2 out of our 3 teams. At least, let me say something. All of our teams are always on the brink of making the playoffs.
In the NFC East.
So what?
Because y'all all garbage.
At the end of the day, they got it in. At the end of the day, they got it in.
Sad that Washington gets trash every year, and they still are compatible with making the fucking playoffs. Why? Because their division is trash. I don't understand.
Rodgers is trash.
Crazy part is that it's not just us beating up on each other in our division. The problem is with y'all division is that y'all get beat up on. The Jets get beat up on by every team in the division.
Bro. Stop bringing up.
Do you think that the Miami Heat, the Dolphins?
Hey! Don't disrespect. Don't disrespect them.
I think this makes the Dolphins more of a competitor.
No, it don't.
Well, listen, Buffalo.
Okay. Let's put our money where our mouth is right now. Where do you see the Jets next season, and where do you?
I see them second place in their division.
Second place in the division.
Second place in the division. I think Miami's the best team in the division right now.
Okay, then. Okay.
Now I think. Now look,
they lost their receiver. We number one in our division. What's up? Bud
Miami
number 1. What's up? Yup.
I hope.
I wouldn't go that. So here's my issue, right? On paper,
Aaron Rodgers could throw the ball.
I said barring injury. That's all record.
Please, I want Aaron Rodgers to play that.
I want Aaron Rodgers to throw the ball.
Listen, I don't come to you. I don't ask for frivolous things when I come to you, but I am hoping and praying with all my might that Aaron Rodgers plays the entire season this year. And I cannot wait until
who beating us in our division, Pete?
The Dolphins.
So right now, as I was about to say before Tay started praying, and I'm gonna let anybody pray.
You didn't even let me. You see, you're the church goer in this quartet, and didn't even let me get to my amen.
Holy and sanctified with the hairline and everything.
Don't worry about it. They don't need it. No, they don't need it.
No. You see, you know what?
See how y'all be pandering? We ain't saying nothing about the Giants, but y'all want to talk shit about the Giants.
We don't care about the Giants. Let me tell you something about me and Dre, right?
We not delusional.
Me and Dre are not delusional. We are not in delusional. Every season, we have very realistic and tempered expectations for our team.
It is a lie.
Damn well.
It is a lie. You're lying right now.
Coming from the person who's won pick 4 3 out of the 4 times.
It was a setup. Pete brought up that Jack Tunney shit that fucked up.
That was like 4 years ago. If you don't get over
that. You gotta get over that. Yeah, get over that.
But technically,
that was only one time. Like,
I
okay,
with you twice.
tell me from the person who won 3 out of the 4 pick fives.
We tied twice.
But that still doesn't mean I didn't win.
Just saying, we tied.
Regardless, from the person who has beaten all of us more than once.
I know where my Giants are, and it's okay.
And the dumpster.
It's okay. But I can vividly remember the last time my team won a Super Bowl. I wasn't even a twinkle in my father's eye. The last time your team won a Super Bowl. I can't remember.
You're right. I'm sorry. I remember the last time the Giants went to the playoffs. When's the last time the Jets went to the playoffs?
When was the last time the Giants was relevant?
We're relevant every year.
Yeah, not relevant this year or last year or the year before.
We were relevant last year. Our quarterback
we made it to the playoffs. We made it to the playoffs last year, not this past the year before last.
Mm-hmm.
And lost when.
So what? But y'all didn't make it to the dance.
Y'all didn't even make it. Like,
the Jets girlies weren't asked to the dance at all.
Our quarterback was trash.
Okay,
our quarterback is trash too.
Y'all re-signed him with a big contract. Who fault was that? Who fault was that? Hold yourself accountable. That had nothing to do with us.
We don't have champagne drinks. We don't have champagne drinks and Super Bowl aspirations.
Not us.
We wanted to keep Saquon before we kept the other dude.
We get Aaron Rodgers now every week. Aaron Rodgers is a topic and he ain't even playing. He had a whole
Aaron Rodgers will not be a topic if he's playing every week.
We barely talked about him last year.
Yeah, we barely talked. No, Matt, don't do that. Don't do that. We would make jokes about him, but we wasn't dedicating topic. Yeah, we wasn't making topic. Come on, bro. We wasn't dedicating topic.
Have my back, Pete.
Pete can't have your back, just like Aaron Rodgers can't walk. So,
or talk to his parents.
So, answer the question that Matt asked me a little earlier. On paper, Matt, Miami still got Tua Tagovailoa. They still got Raheem Mostert at running back. They've got 3 really good wide receivers in Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Odell Beckham Jr. And then they have Jonnu Smith at tight end. You know, on paper, offensively, they're monsters. Now, yes, when you look at the Jets' depth chart, right? If Aaron Rodgers is healthy, if Breece Hall has another great year like he did previously, if Garrett Wilson continues to grow as a wide receiver, if Mike Williams and Aaron Lazard see the field more than enough time.
Who are these people? Who are these people? We never talked about them before.
He's talking about our offensive skill set. That's what he talk about.
I hear a whole lot of ifs. At least me and Dre have resigned to their names.
Also, shout out to me.
About to be run y'all. I keep saying if. If you can get to the land of unicorns and rainbows, if you can talk to your parents for 2 weeks out of the year, maybe, just maybe, I wish I might score all the touchdowns in second round town.
I hope Saquon Barkley bust y'all ass.
Second round town.
That's cool. That's cool.
With that.
Saquon, go do your thing. We obviously can't do nothing for you, but go ahead, bro. Do your thing.
Shout out to you, Saquon Barkley. Thank you for your service to the New York Giants.
We appreciate you getting us to the playoffs when you were doing it on the field.
We have none but love. But you know one thing about me and Dre? Me and Dre are very realistic when it comes to our team. I'm not sitting here talking all this stuff. If Aaron Rodgers, if Malik White, if Derwin Davis, if Jason from the game.
We've been doing this show for almost 5 years. At no point in time have we ever said in 5 years that the Giants were going to the Super Bowl.
Or the playoffs.
The Jets was making the Super Bowl.
Or the playoffs.
When did we ever say that?
Yo,
that's the last year the Jets were making the Super Bowl because you got Aaron Rodgers.
Y'all both said it. No,
you both said it. No, actually, I'm not gonna put that charge on Pete. I'm not gonna put that charge on Pete. I'm putting that charge on you.
I ain't never said that. I ain't never said that.
Selective amnesia, my dude. Selective amnesia. You never said that?
That
You never said that? You never said that? You was a lie. You was a goddamn liar.
Show me, goddamn it.
You was a damn lie.
Show
You
me,
was a damn
goddamn
lie. You know it. You was a damn liar.
I did not say that.
You gonna be here on the Lord's Day.
It's Saturday.
Every day is the Lord's Day. Exactly. Aaron, can you come to your exactly? Can you give me a Thanksgiving, please? Just one. I'll accept even a to-go plate.
Man,
Yes.
stop, Aaron. I get you a Queen fan, but you gotta relax.
That was Aaron Rod. That was actually a real text from Aaron Rodgers' parents right there. So.
Well, let's talk about.
And another thing I really want to talk about is the Atlanta Falcons. They signed a quarterback when they had Kirk Cousins, baby. I feel like that was a
Woo! Shoot, that was terrible.
I was about to get there. So the Falcons signed Kirk Cousins to a free agent contract, 4 years, $180 million, with $100 million of that guaranteed. That means Kirk Cousins is your starting quarterback. But yet, at the NFL draft last week, the Falcons, with the number 8 overall pick in the first round, drafted Washington quarterback Michael Penix Jr., who led all of the FBS with 4,903 yards and 36 passing touchdowns, a total of 39 touchdowns as well, was in the playoffs for college football. Everybody knew the name Michael Penix Jr., was in a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. And apparently it led to a little bit of confusion because Kirk Cousins' agent was like, what's going on? Now, to their credit, Coach Raheem Morris did reach out to Kirk Cousins, said that he sat with Cousins, spoke with him. Everything's been cleared up. And, you know, Kirk Cousins is coming off of a badly torn ACL. If you're Kirk Cousins,
that is crazy.
Are you worried or bothered that Michael Penix Jr. was drafted that high by the Falcons?
No, no. All right. Can I be honest for a second, please? Kirk Cousins, yeah, of course. Kirk Cousins is one of my favorite mid-card quarterbacks. And when I say mid-card, I mean this is a guy that's going to give you some moments.
He's a bum.
I wouldn't say he's a bum.
I'm saying he's a bum.
I wouldn't say he's a bum. Because at the end of the day, right, I feel like when you've been playing in the league since 2012, right, there should be a strong backup in case. There should be. And to be honest with you, when you have Michael Penix Jr. available in the draft, you snatch him up. Because if you don't, someone else will. And that someone else, you know, you may need him. Yeah. Kirk Cousins tore his ACL last year. First major injury of his career. And unfortunately, he got that in his, 12th season?
I don't know. I don't even know how many seasons this motherfucker been playing. I just know I've been upset the whole time frame. Oh, man, you gotta relax. You are bugging right now. He's like,
shouts to Vince having a good time in our comments. Shouts to people on Instagram and Twitter as well. That's having a good time in our comments.
Oh, brother, love is crazy.
I agree. Listen, I'm Kirk Cousins. I'm chilling. Y'all just signed me to $180 million, $100 million guaranteed to produce the future.
I'm looking at my Social Security, my AARP, my pension.
Right.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I think $90 million is guaranteed. The fuck is you complaining for? Shut the fuck up and throw the ball. I shouldn't have said that. That was crazy, right? That was why I shouldn't have said that. Man, fuck that. Kirk Cousins, you a bum. Shut the fuck up and throw the damn ball and prepare him to take over your reins. Because you about to retire after this contract anyway. You owe this shit.
But is Michael Penix going to sit for 4 years?
Who cares?
That's not how quarterbacks go nowadays, though.
Look, it happens to the best of us.
And the last first-round quarterback to sit for multiple years was Rodgers.
Bro, Pete, he's recovering from an Achilles tear. He will be fine. What the fuck?
You just act like you could just get a spare Achilles.
He's got paid with the torn Achilles.
Yeah, but he wants to be competitive, and I get that.
That's cute. That's cute. Boy, you about to retire. Shut up, prepare boy for
Not
Atlanta.
And then,
Shut up.
but you know what? I really do think that he should feel honored
Thank
that
you.
they wanted to have this kid learn under his learning tree.
And you
Because
trash.
by all intents and purposes, I would never go and say Kirk Cousins is trash. I wouldn't do
How
that.
many playoff wins has he got? He has one.
So is Dak Prescott trash too?
Yes. Yes.
I can't call Dak Prescott trash, but okay.
So we give it participation awards. Y'all
All right, so think about that. Think about that when we talk about your boy. Think about that when we talk about your boy.
That's exactly what I'm going. Y'all can shit on Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna hold his ass to the fire. I'm gonna hold his ass to the fire, Drake.
How many playoff wins does Aaron Rodgers got versus the Kirk Cousins? But y'all want to shit on Aaron Rodgers every chance. Kirk Cousins got one playoff win.
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be the next Brett. Aaron Rodgers was supposed to be the next Brett Favre. Nobody knew what Kirk Cousins was going to be.
90 million guaranteed, Drake. What the fuck are we complaining about?
Aaron Rodgers has got money at the wrong time.
You're not talking about Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Kirk Cousins. 90 million guaranteed.
Did Kirk Cousins not earn his money because he's a regular season quarterback? That's what the teams are paying for him to get their teams to that point.
So playoff wins, Matt, determine if you're a bum or not, right?
I didn't say that.
That's what
But that's the argument you threw. That's the argument you threw.
Well, somebody wins the
Y'all
Super
making
Bowl.
it like Aaron Rodgers is a bum because he keeps losing to fucking teams that make it fall.
He's a
So
bum.
He lost to San
He's a bum.
and he lost
He's a
to Tampa Bay.
I'm a bum. He's a bum.
All three of y'all.
Bum.
All three of y'all.
You know what?
don't like Aaron Rodgers.
Get on my nerves. I'm gonna pay a crackhead $20 to come up and get some.
Keep the same energy for fucking Kirk Cousins. Keep the same energy for Kirk Cousins.
He's also playing with the Falcons now, bro.
I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
He's a bum.
Oh,
Matt, if somebody wins the Super Bowl, can they be a bum?
I don't want to hear that.
Bum.
I don't want to hear that shit, Pete.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking. If somebody wins the Super Bowl, can they be a bum?
Shit,
You know who won the Super Bowl?
No, did Nick Foles a bum? He won the Super Bowl.
No, Nick Foles not a bum. You know who's a bum who won the Super Bowl? Matthew Stafford. So let's not. Hey,
Nick Foles has more playoff wins than Kirk Cousins.
You can't put playoffs in there.
Wait, Nick Foles has more playoff wins than Kirk Cousins. Is Nick Foles not a bum?
Nick Foles won his.
Hey, Nick Foles keep getting signed to team, so apparently he's not a bum either.
So now we're talking about Super Bowls. So the Giants are better than the Jets.
Is Joe Flacco a bum?
Yes.
He won a Super Bowl and he won multiple playoff games.
No, the defense won the Super Bowl and the defense won the playoff games.
Joe Flacco not a bum.
He was on ball.
He's a bum.
Talking about questionable.
He's a bum.
Right. Talking about questionable draft picks.
Bum.
Outside of the Falcons, 4 picks later. 4 picks later, the Broncos were on the board. The Broncos, who just finally lifted a curse off of the Jets and took Sam Darnold off of our hands.
Oh no, the curse is still there. It's still there. No, don't you worry about it.
The Broncos made an even bigger head scratcher of a pick. With the number 12 overall pick, the Broncos drafted Oregon quarterback Bo Nix. Number 12 overall, a quarterback that no one had a first round grade on. Is Sean Payton crazy, or does he know something we don't?
He's crazy.
Crazy. We don't got to stay on this long.
I really feel. Let me tell you something. I feel like Russell Wilson's gonna prove y'all wrong with the Steelers, y'all.
Oh yeah, no. The Steelers are going to continuously like. First of all, he's going to a team that always has a winning record. He's going to make it to the playoffs this year. His
and
division,
not enough respect is put on Mike Tomlin's name.
Right. They do kind of have a scary division right now, but they can make it to the playoffs.
No, they're not. I don't know why. Y'all just won't.
You really think the Steelers
I'm not saying Russell Wilson. Y'all just don't want to see what I've been seeing.
Mike Tomlin has not had a losing season his entire career, and he has had some terrible teams the last 3 years.
If he has a losing season this year, and it's because of Russell Wilson, I'll be like, "Yep, you was right, Matt."
I
want to say it about Russell Wilson.
If Russell Wilson does not perform this year, and the Steelers don't make the playoffs, even though they made the playoffs last year,
he's a bum.
You better sign the AARP and the Social Security. Boy is a bum. You better agree to it. He is a bum. If the Steelers don't make the playoffs, or they don't even grace their record or pass their record from last season, and they were bums last season,
they're gonna do that.
Russell Wilson needs to retire.
No, I'm calling them to have a winning season and get to the wild card. They will have a winning season and get to the wild card.
I think so.
And in the NFL, the wild cards counts as the playoffs. Unlike
a better record. Yes, I have a better record.
Let's hold on real quick. The Steelers.
Wild card.
No, they better. Let me tell you something. The only way I'll say it's a bust if they don't have a winning season.
Yeah.
We already know. We don't know when. We don't know when on the schedule they will be. But here's who the Steelers play next year. At home, the Steelers play the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns, along with the Cowboys, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Giants, and the Jets.
Jesus, why do they do that?
I know what games they're gonna win.
Not against
That's their home games next year.
Oh, they're gonna beat the shit out of the Jets.
Their road games are going to be against Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Atlanta, Denver, Indianapolis, Las Vegas, Philly, and Washington.
They're going to make over 500.
Yo, low key, they trying to stack it up for Russell Wilson, bro. Do you hear those teams, bro? Like,
I didn't even know they dropped it. I want to rescind my bet. This is crazy. I don't even like that.
Yo, yeah, it's crazy, ain't it? Right? Yeah.
Wow.
He's a bum.
That's a crazy lineup of games.
I mean, they still have to play the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Eagles, and the Cowboys. Those are the only, and outside of their division, those are the only other teams outside of their division rivals that seem that there'll be a problem. Because Cincinnati's going to be a problem as always, especially if
Burrow's healthy.
If Burrows is healthy, Baltimore's going to be a problem. It's a toss-up with the Browns.
Yeah, they suck.
So you've got 8 games on the schedule that are kind of like the tough games. The rest of the schedule is a cakewalk.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they threw them 6 games. They threw them 8 games. Like, all right, well, Russell Wilson, this should come back to us. So come back.
I'm mad they gave them the Broncos though. Like, yo, Russell, go play the Broncos and show them what they missed out on.
You know what?
Yeah, they're gonna turn up. That's just like the Jets. Jets playing damn what's the name? The Jets playing the Green Bay. We're like,
yo, at the end of this, Sean Payton's gonna look like an asshole.
No, he's not.
Supreme.
I don't think he is.
I think so.
You know why I don't think
what the hell are the Broncos doing?
I'm not saying because of the Broncos. I'm just saying because he's Teflon. There's nothing that nobody can really say about him. I don't agree with the fact that he has that status, but he's highly regarded, and I don't know why.
He's a bum.
He also can't live. He can't live off the glory days of what's that quarter or Drew Brees. He can't live off those glory days.
Apparently, he says Bo Nix has a deep and midfield arm similar to Drew Brees.
God, the Drew Brees. Yo, do we have anything else? Because I think that definitely right.
Yo,
I think we hit every topic, didn't we?
Oh, man, that was
we hit every topic. That was
they interviewed Sean Payton in the air when he looked at the tape. If you take out all the underneath throws, Bo Nix had the best mid-range and long-range arm in the draft, and it reminded him of Drew Brees.
Bro, you talk about nut huggers. Oh my God, bro. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a fun show. Absolutely a fun show from beginning to the end. Shout out to all of us here. Shouts to the Queen for starting us off hot before we even started.
You have to listen to Euphoria all over again. That's what we're gonna do.
You see how you just try to get the last word in, and you sound like a damn. You know what? I can't wait.
We're gonna dissect it together
next week. If you see a crackhead come and kiss you on the lips, it's because
my God! What? On that note, for the voice of a generation, Pete Rosado.
It was me.
For BK Matt, who hopefully does not have a bump.
Let me tell you something. The only person that's not getting a crackhead sent to them is Dre.
He deserves a crackhead. I'm not gonna lie.
There ain't no crackheads in Jersey.
Yes, are you serious?
Hey, nah, don't worry about it. When he see one come up,
don't worry about it. Newark, Penn Station, baby. That's the crack den. That's the crack den. There's no crackheads in Jersey. I will show you.
Newark Penn. Yes.
I'm not over there. I'm not over there.
They singing "Ring Around the Rosie" over there.
That was one of the only places in my life. That was one of the only places in my life where I feared I was going to get robbed.
For the Queen.
Yes.
Queen
Newark Penn Station? Have you been there?
Have you ever been to the Bronx?
No, we don't do
Nah,
that.
Newark Penn is kind of like.
Newark Penn is a different animal.
The crackheads meet you off the train as soon as you come down the steps.
Pipeline.
Well,
that's the crack pipeline from the Amtrak.
That's
Pete feel at home.
I can't wait.
I don't live there. I live south.
You got rats that are the size of raccoons. He loves that shit.
Like, when a crackhead comes up to your little Kia and kiss you in the face, don't say nothing. When you have herpes on the side of your motherfucking forehead, don't say nothing to me.
It is your boy, Big Baby. Signing off. Peace.
He's a bum.
Y'all better go to the damn